when I reached Bangalore, my roommate and I, we had no money. We were bargaining to the cab drivers. So I didn't have any money left for making it for the rest of the month. Then I told my brother, you have to help me for this month. And this was a hard hitting reality for me. Today I'll tell you a story about my life when I started competing actively in bodybuilding. So I used to do shows back during my college days. This was back 2011, 2012. At that time, I was never this serious. Serious in terms of mindset and the effort I put in. Never missed workout, but was not very aware of cardio and the diet aspect of it. Certainly there was PED usages, but as a middle class boy who goes to college, the only pocket money I got at that time was 200 rupees every day, out of which 100 rupees I use for fueling my bike and the remaining 100 rupees I save it. So what I do at the end of the week, I give 500 rupees to the gym owner, and in exchange I buy supplements from him and he guides me for bodybuilding competitions. So with some decent conditioning, I won a couple of state level and district level shows. Then I stopped competing after a certain point when the credit went too high. At one point I realized I had to repay around 5,000, 6,000 rupees, which was far beyond what I could easily afford at that time. Then I decided I'll stop competing and I started paying him the amount bit by bit, and all that got settled. Then I realized, okay, bodybuilding is not for me. I'll do workout, I'll enjoy my life, but I'm not competing again. All this changed 3 years after I came to Bangalore. So there was this trainer. His name was Pramod. So he used to spot me when I do heavy squats, and he always keeps praising me about my physique. He always motivates me when I'm in the gym. Then one day I was having a chit chat with him in the gym, and then he was like, Ashik, Sheru Classic is happening in Bangalore, give it a try. And at that time I didn't know what Sheru Classic was, and I was also clear in my mind, I'm not competing. I told him, see Pramod, competing is too expensive and I definitely cannot spend more money on competing at this point. He was like, just do it Ashik, you have the genetics, you have the what do I say, ethics to do these kind of competitions. Just try this one show and then you stop competing. He pushed me so much that after a certain point, I was sold into this idea of competing again, and I contacted one of my old school seniors. His name is Jaikant. So back in 2011-12, when I was competing, he was winning overall championships in district and state level competitions at that time. And I asked him, will you help me? And then Jaikant said, yeah, sure, I'll help you out. Let's get started. And we started prepping. At that point of time, I was having my IT job, no additional income, just my salary, and I had some savings at that point of time. I started competing, and my first show was in Goa. We did the Goa show, we came back and we did the Sheru Classic Pro Qualifier show in Bangalore. I think that was the first and last Pro Qualifier show which happened in Bangalore. This happened somewhere around Feb or March. Then I was like literally shocked looking at the competitions, because during my college days, the competitions I did were all these local mohalla size shows where they have these shamiana and one stage where they'll have like 10-20 athletes and compete, or it was inside some college or school auditorium. It was only that big, no brands, nothing, very simple shows. But when I went to Sheru Classic, it was completely different experience. So many brands, bodybuilders from different countries, like there were Russians, there were like people from the US. I was completely shocked to see the quality of the athletes there and how the venue itself was designed. That's when I realized bodybuilding is not what I thought it was. Over the last couple of years, this sport has evolved into something else, and the fan base is also big. Now I came to know, okay, there is something called as a pro card, and I just wanted to try and somehow get it. Then after the show, like I didn't get placed. I went back to my coach and I told him, I want to continue doing this. I want to prep for the next show. So the next show was in the same year, 2019. This was somewhere around November. This was my first Amateur Olympia, and this is in 2019. So we decided to compete in Amateur Olympia that year. My confidence was literally over the roof. I was like, I'll give my 100%, no compromise in training, no compromise in diet, no compromise in buying PEDs. Everything was on point. Like the last 3-4 weeks, I used to eat 30 eggs a day, 30 egg whites. And on top of that, 600 to 800 grams of chicken. This was my diet. No fat, no carbs, nothing. I was peeled to the bones, but I was skinny. I was somewhere around 68, 69 kilos. And since I was that confident and I literally felt like I was the hardest worker in the room because I was. And due to that, I was super confident. I decided I'll take my parents also. So this is the first time I'm taking my parents for a bodybuilding competition. Till then, my dad hasn't even seen me even once on a bodybuilding stage. So I booked tickets for them and I booked tickets for my roommate, my friend Vignesh. Both of us went to Mumbai. My parents also came there. I booked hotel tickets for them, and that's the first time I'm seeing Amateur Olympia stage, and that was a huge reality check for me. The stage was literally 3-4 times bigger than what it was in Bangalore. And when I did the show in Bangalore, there was like 10-12 people in my class, but in Mumbai, easily 25 to 30 or even more. There were like literally 3-4 rows of people standing. I was lost in the crowd. That's when I realized, okay, there are levels to this game and I have a long way to go. So I finished the show, and when I reached Bangalore, my roommate and we had no money. I literally had somewhere around 1,200 rupees in my account, and my roommate also had somewhere around the same amount of money. At Bangalore airport, we were bargaining to the cab drivers. So we were trying to book it through Ola, Uber, thinking we would get a good deal. So one cab driver, he just stopped by and then he said, I'll drop you in SG Palya. You just have to pay me 500 rupees. At that time, we thought, okay, this guy is trying to fool us. We'll book it through Ola. And then we were trying to book and we didn't get a cab. And from the 1,000 rupees I had and the 1,000 rupees my friend had, we shared 500 and booked a cab for 1,000 rupees and we reached home. So that time, my brother, I and my friend, we were all staying in the same apartment. And I didn't have any money left for making it for the rest of the month. Then I told my brother, you have to help me for this month. And this was a hard-hitting reality for me. I realized how big the game is. I realized how expensive this game can get. And at the same time, I also realized I cannot do this with my salary because I was making somewhere around 60,000 rupees at that time. So I have to send some amount of money to my parents. I have to manage my personal expenses, home rent and other food expenses. Then I'll have to spend for bodybuilding also. Then I was like, either I have to stop doing this or I'll have to level myself up. You know what I did. I have a lot of mentor figures throughout my fitness career. So one of these mentors is Arunava Bhattacharya. He goes by the name Brahmin Bull on Instagram. At that point of time, he was in Bangalore. He's in Hyderabad now. So I reached out to him, and so buying protein supplements was a huge expense because I was consuming anywhere around 2.5 kgs of whey plus other multivitamins, fish oil. All these alone would cost somewhere around 10 to 12,000 at that point. And I was not sponsored, but Brahmin Bull was sponsored by My Protein at that point of time. So I messaged him and I wanted to know how to get sponsored. While this was happening, there's another guy who comes to the gym where I go to. His name is Ayush. So Ayush is a sports lawyer. So he helps athletes get brand deals from supplement companies, and he had already helped a Ranji Trophy player to get sponsored by Fasten Up. So I met this guy and then he said maybe we could work something out together. He was also there with me in Mumbai. So he decided, okay, I'll talk to Arunava on your behalf. We'll see how things go. So when he spoke to Arunava, what he said is, say, I completely understand what you're trying to do here. There are so many people who want sponsorships, right? You are thinking the brand should sponsor you because you can promote the brand well. But anytime when the brand is giving you something, the brand will also expect what you can do in return for them. And considering your social media presence right now, how will you be able to justify what the brand is giving to you? At that time, he was doing MCs, he was doing personal training, and he also had a good social media presence. This was way before even reels were out, only static posts, no videos also. Then that's when I decided, okay, I should start making content. Even today, like I'm able to speak in front of the camera in English, but back then even though I was comfortable in conversing with people, just speaking in Tamil in front of the camera was a huge task. I decided, okay, I'll start shooting video, and I don't remember what exactly I shot. I was staying in SG Poly at that time. I took my phone. I tried to find a spot where there would be no people. So I kept walking around different areas trying to find a spot like that. I couldn't find, then I ended up at a park. And I started shooting there. And as I was shooting, there was somebody walking past me, and then I could literally, I'm getting goosebumps even when I think about it now. I was feeling so awkward to just face the camera and speak something when somebody was around. Then I stopped trying. I just quit. This was 2019 December. Then Ayush said, like, you should definitely start working on the brand. You should start making content. Otherwise, getting a sponsorship is going to be very difficult. Fast forward 2 months, COVID happened. By chance, I decided, okay, I'll go. I thought COVID wouldn't last for 2 years. I thought it'll be there for a week and I'll come back to Bangalore. So I decided, okay, I'll go home. Once I come back, I'll start. Then I go there. I was stuck at home during lockdown. Then one day I just realized, okay, I think maybe this is the time. Because at that time, this whole work from home concept was completely new because the entire company was working from home. Everything was unorganized, company's productivity fell, people were slacking here and there. So I was like, okay, I can spend some time on making content now. Then I sat and thought, okay, I'll start a YouTube channel, I'll do it in English, sorry, I'll do it in Tamil. I decided the name one day, and the very next day, no preparation, nothing. I just thought about the topic I want to speak about. I took my phone, I put it on the window, and I put my AirPods on, and then I started speaking. If you go back to my Tamil YouTube account and you watch the first video, it'll not even be as loud as how I'm speaking today. The confidence was literally non-existent. But I continued to make videos. At that time, I was uploading 2 videos per week. Then, after the first wave of lockdown got over, my roommate and I, we came back to Bangalore, and I uploaded a video on YouTube about my fitness journey, and that it blew up. Then I got, there was another competition happening in 2020 in December, Muscle Mania. I started prepping for that show, and I competed there, and I won the show as well. Even though there was problems there, people looted all the trophies from backstage, I won gold medal there. By this time, my Instagram started gaining a lot of popularity, and I had like some 60,000 subscribers on YouTube as well. Ooh. So after I started competing, I came to meet this guy. His name is Nemo Yubraj. He's an IFBB pro now. I saw him for the first time in the Goa show I did. I think he became a IFBB pro in 2021. So when I saw this guy, I started following him. I started following many of these people I saw at Mumbai show on Instagram. And I came to know Mimo is sponsored by Big Flex Nutrition. So somewhere around 2020 December, he shared a post from Big Flex Nutrition where they were searching for a new brand athlete. Then I was so excited, and I thought I have a shot this time because I had the followers, I have the physique, and I had YouTube account also. I applied for it, they had an interview, cleared it, and I started working with them, and then they sent me their monthly stack as well. But on one side, I just felt like I would have been even happier if I got sponsored by MyProtein. So what I did, I messaged Arunava. I told him, Chief, you told me if I have a good social media presence, I'll have a good chance at getting a sponsorship from MyProtein. Do you think it's possible for you to put a word to the team? And then he said, of course, I'll pass your account to Renuka. So Renuka was the marketing head there. He sent it, then Renuka called me, and then I got onboarded into MyProtein. So after 1 month of Big Flex, I became a MyProtein athlete. Then I was with MyProtein for 1.5 years. So due to some inventory issues, I switched from my protein to muscle tech. So for the last 3-4 years, I've been with muscle tech. But the moral of the story is, I get a lot of DMs from people who want to do fitness full time because they're allowed to compete, they're allowed to work out. I mean, this is totally fine because everybody has desires, but this desire specifically requires a lot of money. And if you see, not a lot of rich people do bodybuilding. It's always people who don't have the money, who want to do something in life. They are the ones who get into bodybuilding. Very few percentage of extremely wealthy people are competitive bodybuilders because they know the amount of time that goes into competing will never come back in terms of money. But for us, we do it for the love of the sport. So if you are like me, or if you're like the thousands and lakhs of people out there who is trying to achieve something in bodybuilding, don't just depend on your salary, because if you're just doing it with your salary, you might be able to compete actively. But every sport has a age barrier, right? After a certain point, your performance will decline, your physique will decline. So at that time, you shouldn't be this fool with no savings and no backup plan. So if you want to compete, always have 2 to 3 sources of income. Otherwise, you'll end up being broke like me. Luckily, I got broke at a very early phase of my life. If I am broke today because I am spending all my money into bodybuilding, then I would be in a very bad position that I would, like, even if my wife would leave me, I shouldn't be surprised. It's going to be that expensive. For instance, let's say if you want to go to Mumbai, do Amateur Olympia and come, I paid 16,000 rupees in 2019 for the registration. But now the registration fee alone is 30 or 35,000 rupees, including taxes, plus your flight tickets and your tanning expense. Then if you're staying there for 2 to 3 days, the food you're gonna buy, all these things is gonna easily come up to 1 lakh. So it's a very expensive sport. Know what you're dealing with, plan accordingly, and then consider doing this sport. One good thing about starting bodybuilding today is making money is a lot easier than how it was before. At that point of time, you have to do a day job. Otherwise, personal training, content creation didn't give you a lot of money at that time. But today, if you have a personal brand, it'll definitely help you make a lot of money, which you can reinvest on improving your skills and to compete actively. So focus on building your personal brand. I thought this was 20 kg plate and I added 10 and 2.5 thinking it is 65 kilos. Only now I realize it's 25, 10, 2.5. It's 75 kilos. But anyway, I did 10 reps. I wanted to do 65 at 15, but I did 75 at 10. Now I know what my strength is. So next week I'll try 70 at 12. If I'm able to hit 12, then I can push it to 15. I hope you guys enjoyed this story. There's one more story. Why I left my 6-figure IT job to start my own business. If you want to know more about, or if you like this video and if you want to know more about that, drop a comment. What do you comment? Comment money. I'll make a video on that. Bye-bye.